You gotta remind me, I gotta film every day now. Every day.
Unless she's here.
No,
Until she
Comes back, but that's gonna be a while.
Doesn't make it quite convenient for us.
Well, a C minus.
Did any of you watch yesterday's video on Wednesday night?
I watched the beginning of it.
And then I said,
And then you said something like, oh,
turn it off.
okay.
Yeah.
And then I turned it off. Because I did that on accident. I thought that was the video.
Yeah, I did too.
And I'm like, oh, never mind. And then I went to
I would've watched that.
Because I watched it late, so then.
Yeah, after talking to you two, I was like, yeah, this is kind of hard. This is like really hard when you first start doing it.
Yeah, the first time I was in here, I bet no problem, right?
It makes more sense.
And that must have been why when I texted you, you were just like, sigh. Or I was like, it's okay, it's just answers. I didn't tell you that. I was like, she'll figure it
I
out.
was like, more stuff. Really? I'm not even home yet. That's what I was thinking.
So there's the answers from last night, and you all said it was pretty easy. So.
Wait, I still want to see my answers.
Wait, 29. Ellen. Where did Ellen come from?
29 was the hard one. Notice all the scratching off?
Hold on, 25.
That means I was trying stuff and it wasn't working.
26.
So even I have to like,
Oh.
I'm not a master of
We got
this.
29.
28. 29. What was your answer for 29?
You done with 25, 26?
Yeah. What
I
the?
got 1 4.
Okay, I know how you got the L.
I'll go over that one. That one was the hardest by
Oh,
far.
wait.
Okay.
29. Where's the answer for 29?
On the bottom 30.
30. You don't need to do you. You don't need you. It took me a long time to figure that out. I was like, wait, you don't need you because 1 over sine squared is cosecant squared, and cosecant squared, the integral is cotangent. You don't need to u in. You don't need to substitute anything.
That's because we didn't get the.
And then there's the last two down there. Those are the easy ones, I think. Easier.
Isn't it negative 1/3? Sign?
This one?
No.
No, it's positive.
Oh, but I got positive 2/3.
Because.
Yeah, I got both of them. I got negative. Well, 32 is.
Rachel, the sign doesn't become negative when you do the antiderivative close.
Dang.
It's like.
So we'll go over 29 real quick here.
Positive cosine, go back and still positive.
So on 29, what'd you guys try? Tangent of
Well,
4.
you had
We
4x.
Did you try 4x plus 2 first?
Yes.
And then you realized
It doesn't get you anywhere.
it doesn't get you anywhere, does it?
Yeah, it did. It got you to 1/4 secant squared.
If u is 4x plus 2, du is 4 dx. So then we'd have the 1/4 tangent of u du. Well, then what is the integral of the tangent?
Secant squared.
The-
Derivative of tangent is secant squared. You have to go backwards. There is no thing that you take the derivative of and get tangent as your answer.
Tangent into sine, cosine.
We could do sine of u over 4 cos of u. That's still, yeah. I'm going to do the
Well, you gotta
derivative.
break that apart before you find u.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant right there. See how you kind of trial and error this?
So it's
Oh, I see what y'all did. You just thought, you did the derivative. No. You can't do the derivative. Antiderivative tangent, I don't know that. The only thing I know, because the antiderivative of secant would be secant tangent, right? From the SST thing, secant tangent, so that doesn't work. So this doesn't work.
so it has to be tangent.
So then I tried something else. What else did I try? Oh, I tried to let u equal the whole thing. Tangent of 4x plus 2. And then, see, you kind of just go through this. So it's like, oh, I'll try u equal the tangent of 4x plus 2. Well then, so du would equal secant squared of 4x plus 2 times the derivative of 4. Right? Oops. Dx. Well, then I thought, okay, if I plug that in, nothing's really going to go away, because I'm going to have dx equals du over secant squared of 4x plus 2. So I would have
Times 4 dx.
it'd be,
I'm for
oh, times 4, yeah. It's not going to matter because it's still going to be u over 4 secant squared of 4x plus 2 du.
You still have an X.
And you still have an x in there. And that's really ugly. That didn't work because I don't know. So then I was like, okay, well, I could break up tangent. Right? You look at me like, how? What's tangent? Sine over cosine? Know what I'm saying?
I thought you were gonna say that though.
Kind of.
No, that was with the u already in it. Now I'm gonna go. Okay, the integral is, integral of sine of 4x plus 2 over cosine of 4x plus 2. That's legal. And then it's like, okay, now what do I want u to equal? Well, you could try a whole bunch of stuff. You want to pick it though, so when you get du, some stuff cancels out. Right? So I was like, okay, let's let u equal, if you do 4x plus 2, then you're stuck with the same thing as before, so it ain't going to work. You got to like think ahead. Like, you could write it all out first, or you could just think through it first. So I was like, okay, well maybe if I let u equal sine this whole thing, du will be negative cosine, right? And then, so dx would equal 1 over cosine. So I'll have a cosine squared on the bottom. Hey, isn't cosine squared on the bottom the same as secant squared? Oh, and secant squared, I know the antiderivative of that's tangent. So hey, maybe this is the way I want to go. A lot of thinking. So what? So let's try it. See if it works out. U is sine of 4x plus 2. So du is cosine. Oops, I should have put the 4. It's 4 times the cosine of 4x plus 2. dx, which means dx equals 1 over all of that stuff. You with me? You're not, huh? So then, plugging it all in out of the integral.
Not good with the whole think ahead. And
Yeah, that's the hard part.
That's my part.
That's not just you. It's everyone who does this. So then I'd have the integral u over, well, I'm going to have this on the bottom and this on the bottom. Do you guys like write it out, the whole every step, or do you just kind of go, I'm going to multiply this times this.
Depends on
Oops, this is du.
who's doing
It's this times this. So the cos of 4x plus 2 is going to be both on the bottom. So it's going to be 4 cos squared of 4x plus 2 du. And then it's like, well, okay, I got this. You got this. You know you can pull constants out, right? So like this is like 1 over 4. I'm going to pull that out. And I'm going to have, and I'm going to separate this to u times 1 over cos squared of 4x plus 2.
Is this the kind of problem that every other time? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
This is a harder one. Well, this is secant squared. Right?
Is that on that paper thing you gave us?
You know what? This isn't going to work. Because I still have an x in there.
Is this the way you did it on yours?
No, I just looked.
I was like,
I was like, what did I actually do, end up doing? Oh, I know what I did. I went u equals cosine of 4x plus 2.
didn't you do that wrong? If you divide by 1 and 4, wouldn't 4 cos be on top?
I don't divide by this?
Yeah.
I don't divide by this.
To get du?
When I do the derivative of this, it's du equals 4 cos
Yeah,
of
and
this
you know that
dx.
thing you showed us in
Yeah,
the-
so I solve for dx. This says dx. I switched them on side. I switched the sides.
Oh, and you're just confusing me.
Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just this times this.
Okay.
Anyway, you do u equal to cos. Du will then equal negative sine. Whoops, dang it. Negative 4 sine of 4x plus 2 dx. divide that on both sides. Here, I'll leave it on that. I'll leave it like that. So dx will equal du over negative 4 sine of 4x plus 2. Now I know when I multiply that by that, whoops, by that, the signs are going to cancel out. And that's what we're going for. So you end up with this, I'll rewrite it, sine of 4x plus 2 over cosine of 4x plus 2 times this 1 over negative 4 sine of 4x plus 2 du. Well, the sine of 4x plus 2's are gone.
Well, cosine is u.
I guess
Yeah, this is u. So I end up with negative 1/4 u du.
The U's on the bottom.
The u is on the bottom.
It looks kind of like
It looks like a 4. There.
okay.
I'm just lost because I don't know whether I'm right or wrong. Like, well, no, I know when I'm right, but I don't know whether I did it when it doesn't work.
If you still got an x in there, it's not going to work. Or if it's something you don't know the antiderivative of, you try something else. Remember though, don't do the derivative because
You only do the derivative from the u.
And so from here, this is where the ln came from. I pulled out the negative 1/4. So this was u to the negative 1 du. Well, what's the antiderivative of u to the negative 1? It's the same as 1 over u, right? What's the antiderivative of 1 over u? At first you're like, oh, I'll add 1 to the power, so it's u to the 0. Oh, no, it's not u to the 0. It's ln of u. Yes, that's where the ln comes from. It's ln of u. It's negative 1/4 ln of u plus c. Yeah. And so then I plug my u back in, which was cos of 4x plus 2. And then we're done. That was the hardest one. Look at it. Up here I made myself a note. Easy, 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 easy. Hard. Easy after a while. And the reason it was easy after a while, you didn't need to do u substitution on 30. 3 sine of x to the negative 2 dx. For example, what someone who thinks they did it right try? What'd you use for u? Probably sine of x, right?
Yeah.
Here's the problem. U equals sine of x. So you'll have 3u to the negative 2 dx. Well, du equals the cosine of x dx. So divide on both sides. Dx equals 1 over cos of x du. When you plug that in now, you have 3u to the negative 2nd times 1 over cos of x du. You've got that x in there.
No, never write that.
We actually changed it to like secant, but still you still do x.
Secant, it's still secant of x.
If it's secant squared, it'd still be weird.
It would still be weird, yeah, because then you'd have product rule, that's coming up. We'll be able to do that
Reverse
in a
product rule?
in a day. Not today, but Monday. So that didn't work. Yeah, and I'll admit, I took a little while with this one.
Or you could just
This
X.
No, what the
iPad, it's filming this. So I was just making sure I'm on the screen. Hopefully, viewers at home can read the writing. Hopefully, it's clear enough. If not,
So
yeah, let someone in class know,
you
and they
should
will
start
tell me.
recording sideways, like, because when it's on YouTube, it's like this big.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you
It's not the whole
here-
screen.
Oh.
So if you record
Good
it like this,
tip.
it's full screen.
Okay, I'm going to stop this and start it over. That will be a part 2.